Hey friends, welcome or welcome back. It is finally September, which means the Readathon Rebellion has begun. I am so excited for this. This is a non-competitive board game based readathon created by Mel from Melanor Reads. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will have her announcement video linked in the description box below. But I am so excited because this is going to last the entire month of September. And this board game it just looks so cool. It looks so much fun. I can't wait. I don't know what any of the prompts are for this. I only know what the objectives are for the board. So I've been itching to roll and get reading. So let's just jump right in. Hi, hello. We are doing our first rolls for the Readathon Rebellion. I don't know. Don't mind my hair. I don't know what's going on with it. It looks like a spider today. Anyways, so I'm recording it like this. I was going to try and do it over top, but because I laminated the game board, I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get the glare to go away. So we're just going to do it this way. I have all the cards out for all the circles. I was going to call them squares. They're not squares. So we will just kind of give these all a little shuffle. I don't know what's on any of these. I just kind of wanted to go into it blind and have chaos in my life apparently. So I think what we're gonna do is I plan on doing 4 vlogs, 1 a week. So, and there's 44 squares. So I want to try and at least get 10. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you hear that cat purring. Her name is Mama B. Are you gonna come? Hi. Are you gonna come say hi? Nope, apparently not. She had 7 kittens on my back porch. She was a stray. Well, I think she was feral. But she had 7 kittens on my back porch. And apparently needed help, so I helped her and ended up finding homes for 6 of the babies and kept one and kept her because she is really cute. She's very sweet. I brought her in and she just kind of made herself at home here. So if you heard her purring, that's who that was. Okay, back to this. I plan to get to at least 10 circles each time I roll. So I'm going to be rolling 2 dice. I got these dice online. I thought they were really cool. They have skulls on them. They are like bluish pink. I thought they were neat. So we're going to use those. Got my little tray here to roll. So we'll just kind of pick cards as we go. And I'm going to put stickers, I think, on each circle whenever I get them done. Oh my. Cat chaos. Okay, so our first roll is 7. There's a 4. You can't see it, but there's a 3. So 7 on here. We have, let's see if I can do this. Okay, we're up at the start here. And we start at info gathering, roadblock, training, objective. That's 4. So info gathering, roadblock, training, objective 1. And then number 5, we have side quest. 6 is info gathering. And 7 is roadblock, so we'll be right here at the roadblock. So side quest, info gathering, and roadblock. Side quest. Hi. Info gathering and roadblock. I have a cat climbing on me. Okay, so since we only got 7, we need to do 1 more roll because I want to get at least 10. But maybe I'll just roll 1 die and hope that it's above a 4. I don't know. That sounds right to me. I better put a sticker where we're at or I'm gonna forget. So let's just put a silver sticker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are on this roadblock here. Okay, so see, I got little star stickers to figure out where I'm at. Okay, so let's roll one of these. Oh, of course I got a 1. Okay, 1 plus. We're just using this to our advantage at this point. 1 plus 2. Maybe I should have rolled 2. So we've got 3. That makes 10. Maybe I should stop. Yeah, let's stop there. Okay, so that makes 10. Put those back in there. And, oh gosh, messing things up. This is our pile of prompts. Okay, so we need another training for number 8. Another side quest. And another info gathering. Okay, so now we are on info gathering. 10 spaces in. Okay, so this was our first roll here. Got us 7. And then our second roll gave us 3 more, and now we're 10 into the board. So let's look at all these prompts and see what I can combine, because I'm probably not reading 10 books in 1 week, but I mean I could, but let's just see what we can combine to make it a little bit easier. Okay, I don't want to give away everything that's on these cards, so I'm just going to read what the prompts are for each card, and then I will try to figure out what I can combine, and we can make our TBR for the week based off of this. Okay, so info gathering, we have read a book involving secrets. This is a roadblock card. Read a book from another challenge. That'll be easy. Read a book where you might, oh, I can't read. Read a book where you resonate with the dedication. Okay, I could probably do that too. Okay. Read the first book. Oh, that's the objective. Okay, we already have our book for this. Okay. This is a side quest card. Read a hyped book. I think I can do that too. I have plenty of those on my list. Okay, this is an info gathering card. Read a book in the dark or at night. These are all pretty easy so far, so I'm feeling it. Okay, another roadblock card. Read a book on your own TBR. Oh, Mal, helping us out with your own challenge. I love it. Okay, so training, read a book less than 350 pages. This will be pretty easy too, because I do have books, if they're not on my TBR for this month or something that I plan to read, I do have plenty on my shelves out in the other room that we can pick a book for this if we need to. A side quest card, steal a book from someone's TBR. That one might be a little bit hard, but we'll have to see what we can find for this one. And our last one is an info gathering card. Read a book set in the past. She's out to get me. Okay, so now that we have all of our prompts, I am going to check and see what I can combine for the books that I had already planned to read this month and see what we can come up with from there. Okay, I'm back. I have figured out a couple of things. Not everything, but I'm going to work on that. So Direbound is the book that I picked for the first objective, to read the first book I come across on my social media scroll, which I did on Goodreads. A couple of these prompts that we got fit for that book, so I think I'm going to quadruple up, because it's the first objective card, and then I guess read a book where you resonate with the dedication. I was told that I probably will, so I'm going to use that for Direbound as well, and also read a hyped book, because at least among the people that I know, it seems like most of them have generally really liked it, so I'm going to say that that's a hyped book. And read a book involving secrets. I was told that this would fit as well, so I'm going to use all 4 of those for Direbound. And then I saw on Lexi's TBR game that she is planning on reading How Bad Things Can Get by Darcy Coates. If you look on Goodreads, I technically have been reading this book for probably 10 days now, but I've only gotten 1 chapter in. So I am going to steal that book from Lexi's TBR, which is this one. And it is less than 350 pages. And I'm going to read it in the darker at night. So those 3 will fit for How Bad Things Can Get by Darcy Coates. The other ones, I need a little bit more time, and I have other things to do right now, but so I'll come back to this later. But what we have left is read a book on your own TBR, which is easy. Read a book from another challenge, which is also easy. It's this read a book set in the past that's kind of hanging me up. I would like to see if I can get all 3 of these to fit 1 book, but we'll see. I am going to go read, and I have some like housework and things to do, so I will check back in with you after I've started. It's the next morning. I just got out of the shower not too long ago, so don't mind this. I think where we left off last night was I had 2 roadblock cards and an info gathering card left that I didn't figure out what I was going to read for. One of the roadblock cards was to read a book on your own TBR. Another roadblock card was to read a book from another challenge. And the info gathering card was to read a book that's set in the past. I wanted to get all 3 of these prompts to fit a book, but none of the books that I have left for my challenges are set in the past. So, hi. Mouse again. Hi, Mouse. Hi. So, looking through everything, I think that I'm going to read The Dinner Guest by Kirsten Modulin for the book that is on my own TBR and that's from another challenge. This is the only book that would fit for the buzzword challenge for this month that I have on my shelf. I'm going to count the dinner as an event because in this book it is an event. For a book that's set in the past, I think that I am going to read Vinland Saga. My son has been asking me to read this for a while. He watched the anime for this and really liked it and said that he thought that I would like it too. So I'm going to also read this for the book set in the past prompt. So I'm going to work on that today. I should be able to finish the Dinner Guests and at least get a good chunk of Vinland Saga done today. I have a lot of things to do today. I have to do laundry. I have to clean. I am currently on vacation from work, so I wanted to try to clean up my house a little bit and do all the things that I keep neglecting to do. Maybe get some things organized. And I also have some books out from the library, some books about meal prep. We have been super busy. My son started a full-time job. We've been eating out a lot, and I don't really want to do that. So I need to look through some of those as well. I will update you whenever I get probably about halfway through the Dinner Guests. It's pretty short. The audiobook's only 6 hours. Sorry about the light, that's kind of harsh, but I wanted to show you that we have more kitty friends. The orange and white one, that's Ham. I think I showed him in another video. And the black and white one here is, technically his name is Skunk, but I call him Monkey. He loves to jump on people and things, and He just generally acts more like a spider monkey than a skunk, so yeah, we just call him Monkey. And there's Guinea. That is Skunk's sister. Hey, she's super tiny. I know she probably doesn't look like it in the video, but she is only probably about maybe 4 or 5 pounds. She's super, super tiny. Oh, do you see yourself on the screen? Are you scared of yourself? It has been a couple hours since my last update. I got some things done that I wanted to get done. I got about 4 loads of laundry done, and I cleaned the bathroom. And started trying to organize some things, but I got a little bit frustrated with myself because I have about 5 different places for the same thing. I don't know why my brain works like this, but like I try to organize things, but I just don't stick with it. So I need to figure that out. But I got about 90 pages into Vinland Saga. This is set during the 11th century. The main character here is a Viking, and the people that he is traveling with are mercenaries. I believe they are in a territory that's currently occupied by France right now. There's some like French words in here, or people speaking French in here. So this is really interesting. Even though only 90 pages in, like there has been a lot of things happening. Like obviously this kid is trying to avenge his father's death, which is something that I really like in manga a lot. So I do really like that so far. I don't really have any other thoughts other than that, though. The story seems intriguing, and the artwork is really nice. I really like the artwork in this. So I will give another update on this later whenever I finish the dinner guests, which I am halfway through. I really like this so far. I don't know if I've read anything else by this author. I might have, and I'm just not remembering, but I do really like this one so far. This is about 6 friends that live in the same neighborhood in like the same cul-de-sac area. One of their neighbors moves out, and there is a new person or couple that are moving into this house. All of the friends get invited to dinner, and whenever they go, some weird things start to happen. They start finding some like cryptic messages and end up getting locked into the house. It seems like they are going to have to play games in order to escape. I really love this in books. I don't find it very often. Like Alice in Borderland is one of my favorite manga, and that is kind of like the same thing where you have to play games to try and get out of a place. In real life, I've tried an escape room and failed miserably. I'm apparently not learning anything, not learning any escape room skills by reading these books. But anyways, I am really liking that also. It's super quick read. The audiobook is only about 6 hours long, so I should be able to finish that tonight. I am going to look through some of the books that I got from the library on meal prep now, and hopefully be able to come up with a solution for that. I will give another update later whenever I have finished the dinner guests and gotten a little bit farther into Vinland Saga. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, but I wanted to give you an update. I finished The Dinner Guests by Kirsten Modglin. This overall was really fun. It was kind of a basic thriller, though. Ultimately kind of predictable, but it was fun. I liked the concept, and I liked the story well enough. And there was something about, not only was it predictable, but the secrets that everybody was keeping. Also kind of standard, but also like the type of secrets that I personally don't enjoy reading about. That was my phone. I apologize. So this one I'm going to give 4 stars. I did read a little bit more of Vinland Saga, not very much. I read about 40 pages, but I kept falling asleep. I cannot read with my eyeballs at night, apparently. It's just not a thing that can happen with me anymore. Plans for tomorrow. I need to read more of Vinland Saga, a pretty good chunk, hopefully. And I want to start How Bad Things Can Get by Darcy Coates. I did find the audiobook for this on Spotify, so that works for my book band challenge if you've seen my other videos and know that I'm participating in that also. So I do want to start that tomorrow. I will update you tomorrow whenever I get some stuff read. Hello, good morning. It is the next day. I don't want to be awake right now. I was up way too late last night watching The Bear on Hulu. We just finished the last 3 episodes of season 4 last night. I've been watching it for like the past, I don't know, been more than a week, but probably the past couple of weeks. It's a really good show. I was really surprised by how good it was. Most of the main characters in the show I didn't recognize from anything else. I don't watch a whole lot of TV though, so yeah, I didn't really recognize most of the main characters, but their acting was just so phenomenal. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of my life now until the next season comes out, if a new season's coming out. I have, again, a lot of things I need to do today. I think I got most of the laundry done yesterday. I still want to get some cleaning done today. We are going on a day trip tomorrow, so I want to get some planning done for that also. I didn't get any of the meal prep stuff done yesterday that I wanted to do, so maybe I'll get some of that done today. I'm not sure. For the book related stuff I need to get done today, I need to read more in Vinland Saga. I want to get to about halfway in this today. And I need to start How Bad Things Can Get by Darcy Coates. I want to get probably halfway through that today, maybe more, because we're going to be on this road trip tomorrow. So I will catch you up later on tonight after I've done some things, and we will see where I get to. I am now 50% into How Bad Things Can Get by Darcy Coates. This is about a woman who is invited by her boyfriend to go on a trip with him and his 2 childhood friends to something that is supposed to be like a party on an island, hosted by an online influencer that everybody knows. Whenever they get there, there are games and money that people can win, and like that aspect of it was really fun. The woman, her name is Ruth, she was the only survivor from a cult, and so there's a little bit of an interesting backstory there with that. It took me a little while to get into this one, to be honest. The games and everything were really fun, but I felt a little bit disconnected from Ruth, because you kind of jump right into, they're on their way to the island, and the games ensue and everything, and like it's sped up in a way that's not great, I guess, for character development and like getting connected with the character prior to the actual stuff happening. Other than that, like, it is getting a little bit better though now. Like I said, I'm at 50%, so it is getting a little bit better now with that. The games are a lot of fun. There are some like really, really crazy things that are happening. So I'm hoping that this is still a winner. Mouse. I am now 200 pages away from finishing Vinland Saga as well. That one is still going okay. It's a lot of backstory still, which I guess is kind of to be expected with the first volume of a manga series. It kind of just giving you background into the main characters family and what got him to the point where he's at in the beginning of the book. So at the beginning of the book, or at the beginning of the first volume, we are following this younger kid. I don't know how old he is. They didn't say. We're following this younger, maybe like a younger teenager, and he is trying to get revenge for his father's death. And then it kind of goes into why and what happened leading up to that happening. So I am still enjoying that one. I don't know how much of that I will get finished tomorrow. Same thing with How Bad Things Can Get. I was pretty productive today. I did get kind of our like itinerary down for tomorrow for our day trip, and we're gonna have to leave pretty early in order to get back by 9 p.m. I don't know how much reading I'll get done, but you know, a trip is a trip, and if I have to skip a day of reading, then I have to skip a day of reading. Other than that, I got some meal prep stuff done, and what else did I do? I got some more cleaning done, and I made dinner. Wasn't anything exciting. I was inspired by Chef Sydney on The Bear and made like kind of a, not fancy, kind of like a kicked up, enhanced version of Hamburger Helper, because we're classy like that here. Hamburger Helper for dinner. So, do not feel like a failure today. That was the goal, to get something done, something. So I will probably update you the day after tomorrow, since I will not be home all day tomorrow. But I will insert a clip here of something fun and interesting, maybe cats, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I will check back in with you the day after tomorrow. I will finish where I plan on finishing How Bad Things Can Get, and maybe finishing Vinland Saga, maybe. And I also need to start Direbound. I have to start it the day after tomorrow if I'm going to get it done before I need to roll again. So fingers crossed on that. We have another productive day the day after tomorrow.
That wall right there. Vanya came down.
It is the morning after our trip. I'm exhausted. I feel like I didn't sleep enough. I can feel it in my face. I can see it in my eyes. I look like a raccoon. I have finished How Bad Things Can Get by Darcy Coates. I think I'm going to give this 4 stars. I did really enjoy it for the most part. The main character, I did end up feeling a little bit more connected to her, but not as much as I would want to. And I wish there was a little bit more. I guess I needed a little bit more to feel like an emotional connection towards her. Her situation was not great, and you end up finding out all the things that have to do with the cult. But I didn't like emotionally connect, like something for me to relate to, I guess. So I did like that. I did like the setting a lot. The setting was really cool. On this island, and people having to play games and things like that for cash, and just this kind of like this setting that this influencer created for all of these people was really interesting. A lot of the other characters though were just kind of I mean they were fine. I just didn't really have anything to connect to with any of them, and I feel like the pace of it was so fast, which usually does work for me. But there was a lot going on in this book, and it wasn't that it was hard to keep up with necessarily, but there was just a lot of things happening, and like not enough character for me is probably the best way I can put it. There were a lot of things that happened that were surprising to me though, so that's always a plus. That's always a bonus. That in a mystery thriller, you kind of want that. So I was happy to get that. But yeah, overall, I liked it. It was fine. I'll still continue to read from Darcy because I do generally at least like her books. There hasn't been a whole lot that I've loved that I would want to reread again. 4 stars for How Bad Things Can Get. I'm happy to have knocked another one off the list. That's 2 down and 2 to go. I still have to read Vinland Saga. I haven't gotten any further in that since my last update, but I do plan to get more of that done today. Hopefully around 100 pages. And I have to start Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I have to start this today. I will give you another update whenever I have gotten a third of the way into Direbound and whenever I have something to update with Vinland Saga. I cannot tell you how many times I just thought that I was recording and I wasn't. I really need to get more sleep tonight. So I am a little over 30% into Direbound. This is described as Fourth Wing meets the Hunger Games, which is kind of accurate. I can kind of see the comparison. So we're following Marin, and she is fighting to try and earn money to take care of her family. She lives with her mother and her sister. Her mother is suffering from some kind of mental illness, and her sister, she's probably about 12 or so. But they're living in poverty, so she is trying to find ways to make money to take care of them. Her sister is kidnapped in the middle of the night, and she is taken by a creature that is kind of like a vampire. It hasn't been called a vampire, but it's kind of essentially, that's what it sounds like. It's kind of like a vampire. And she needs to cross the border in order to get her sister back. The only way that she can do that is by entering into the bonding trials, which will hopefully help her bond with a dire wolf and become what is essentially part of the King's Guard. So she is going through all of those trials and stuff now. There have been some really surprising things with this book so far, which is exciting, obviously. But there has been even just a little bit of a lull here and there, like an issue with pacing. Hopefully that gets better as it goes. Like I said, there has been some exciting things happening so far, so hopefully that continues, and the kind of like breaks in the pace and everything sort of fizzle out, and it just, the tension keeps building from there. So I am really enjoying that. I got to page 247 in Vinland Saga as well. This is still just kind of going over some like backstory with the main character's dad and how he got to this point where, they're introducing the main character in the beginning in this kind of like revenge quest that he's on. So I don't really have a whole lot to say about it right now. I am enjoying it. It's good. I just can't really say anything because that's part of the book. So I am planning on tomorrow. I need to get another 30 to 35% into Direbound, and I would like to try maybe and finish Vinland Saga tomorrow. I'm not sure whether I'll have the time to or not. I will update you whenever I have something to update. I had a very productive day today. I got a lot of my meal prep stuff done. I didn't get everything done, but I did get 2 batches of applesauce oatmeal pancakes done, and used one of the batches for dinner and put the other batch in the refrigerator so that everybody had something to eat for breakfast. I'm sorry if this is if the camera's moving. I have a cat that's attacking the chair. Are you gonna come say hi? Say hi. I also got about 5.5 pounds of chicken cooked and shredded. I need to try and go back to work eating a little bit better than what I have been. I just found that whenever I eat better, then I feel better. So I need to start doing that more. Got 74% into Direbound. I'm still really loving this, but I do have one little gripe about it. I really see the Fourth Wing comparison now. It's becoming like kind of more and more obvious as we're going along. I've heard that the ending is really fantastic, so I'm hoping that the ending is very different than Fourth Wing. And I love Fourth Wing, so like I'm not really complaining about that. I guess that it's just maybe too similar in some aspects. But for the most part, I'm having a really good time with it. There are some things that are happening that are intriguing, and I want to see where they go. Some new relationships being made and things like that. So I am excited to finish that tomorrow. I did not get any further into Vinland Saga, but I do plan on trying to. I'm going to have to finish that tomorrow, though. So fingers crossed that I can maybe do that before I go to work tomorrow, and then that way I can listen to Direbound while I'm at work. I have a long day tomorrow. I do plan on coming home and filming my vlog clip and my wrap-up for week 1, though. I feel like it's been a pretty productive week. It's not always going to be as productive as my week has been because I have been on vacation. I am not ready to go back to work. I will be back tomorrow night with my final wrap-up of week 1. I finished both Vinland Saga and Direbound today. Vinland Saga, I'm going to give 4 stars. I don't want to say too much about it because I feel like with manga it's really hard to not give something away. But I feel like this gave enough background story and information for a first volume, and I think that it was interesting enough that I will want to continue at some point. Even though it felt like it was really dragging sometimes, I still was enjoying the story and the journey that the main character was going on as a child, even though you knew how it was going to end, at least for this volume. So I am excited to get to this again at some point. And Direbound, I'm going to give 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this a lot. I think I enjoyed it more and more as it went. I did start seeing less of a connection with Fourth Wing, but it's still there if you know the story and the way things kind of go and like the major the major elements in Fourth Wing, then you can see a major comparison there. It seemed like things just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And for me, I needed to see how that was going to play out. That's probably my favorite feeling that I get with a book, is whenever I feel enough of a connection to it that I need to know what's going to happen to this character. Even though this particular character was a little bit frustrating sometimes. And if you haven't read it yet and you do read it, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Even though she was a little bit frustrating, I still needed to know what was going to happen with her and what was going to happen with her character, like with the characters surrounding her. So I did really enjoy this. I am looking forward to reading the second book. I would say the only thing that I didn't necessarily like about it is that there are some pretty significant moments within the book that where the action kind of lags out a little bit, and you're kind of like waiting for something to happen, because it's a really long book. So I did really love it, though. Really excited to continue with this at some point as well. To wrap everything up, I first read Dinner Guest by Kirsten Modglin, which I gave 4 stars. And I read that for an owned book and a book from another challenge. I also read How Bad Things Can Get by Darcy Coates. I also gave that 4 stars. And I read that for Steal a Book from Someone's TBR, a book that's under 350 pages, and a book that I read at night or in the dark. And then I read Vinland Saga, which I also gave 4 stars. And I read that one for a book that is set in the past. And Direbound, 4.5 stars, that I read for my Objective One social media scroll, and a hyped book, and a book that has secrets, and a book where I resonated with the dedication. So I was super excited to have this first week done. I'm super excited to have my first vlog done. I'm looking forward to seeing what I roll whenever I do all my rolls tomorrow, and figuring out what I'm going to read next. Let me know in the comments what you read for week 1. Was it something that you enjoyed, something that you would recommend? I'm just absolutely excited to keep going with this game. I think that this was such a brilliant thing that Mel put together. So you should be seeing this on Sunday, and stay tuned for my next vlog, which should be up next Sunday. I'm super excited. Can't wait to talk about more books with everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.